What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Aquarius Sun sign friends. If you were born between the days of January 20th and February 18th, then you are an Aquarius Sun sign, and this video is for you. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at the month ahead for the month of November. This spread is designed to fill you in on what's going on in November, what to expect. It's going to tell you what past, present, and future energies you have with you at this time of November, and what to hold on to and what to let go of in the next month, as well as what obstacles and what lessons you're likely to learn in the month of November. So it's designed to give you all the information that you need to make November the best month possible. Let's introduce you to some of my crystal friends. You know my sodalite sphere. I got this with me for every reading. I also brought along a moonstone egg. I thought that this would bring some a little boost to the psychic abilities, and same with the tanzanite. I got a tanzanite, rough tanzanite here. It's small, but these things are very little. And today we're going to be using the Super 8-Bit Tarot. This is a video game themed deck. It's a lot of fun. It's very quirky and fun. And if you want to learn more about the deck, then I have a deck review on my channel. I'll put a link in the card for that. So, if you would, give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards the question: what are the energies surrounding Aquarius Sun signs in the month of November? That ought to do it. We'll cut the deck and we'll deal out the cards. Alright, and we're also going to consult the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck, and we're going to ask it what spiritual message it has for Aquarius Sun signs in the month of November. What spiritual message for Aquarius Sun signs in the month of November? Alright, and we will take a look at that card at the end of the reading. Alright, so let's get into it. I'm going to look at these cards individually and then go through them as a whole and see what they're trying to say. I've got one major arcana here. Ooh, interesting. I'm seeing the 5s and the 4 here kind of speaking to me. Okay, anyway, we'll look at these cards individually, see what they have to say. The first card we're going to look at is this one here, and it represents the energies of last month, so the energies of October. And we've got the 5 of Swords here. Okay, it looks like that there might have been some conflict in the month of October for a lot of you. And, you know, this could be negative or positive or neutral. I mean, if you ask me, it's all neutral. Everything in this universe is neutral. It's just, you know, what kind of energy we ascribe to it. But what I'm getting at here is that, you know, this wasn't necessarily a negative thing. And it wasn't necessarily a positive thing. You know, whenever we have these ego battles with people, generally there's no winners, though. You know what I mean? When you're trying to prove that you're right and someone else is wrong, basically what you're doing is you're saying that my reality is valid and yours is invalid. And you know, that doesn't really help you. It doesn't really help the other person, and you know, everyone loses in the end. So I do get the feeling that there was some of that going on in October for a lot of you. This could also mean that for some of you, you know, this is a general overall reading, so not everything applies to everyone in a specific way. Some things apply to different people in different ways, but I do get the feeling that October, you know, there was you having to defend your position, you having to explain things to other people, you having to show your side of the story. And, you know, this could be done with argumentation. This could also be done with, you know, showing people. So that's why I say I don't get any negativity or positivity. I get kind of neutrality from this. So Definitely maybe a little bit on the defensive, having to explain yourself in October, and maybe people not totally understanding what you're trying to say. I think that's a big thing here. It's just people not getting you in the month of October and not getting the message you're trying to portray or the energy you're embodying, and just not understanding. And so it seems like that maybe October was a little bit frustrating for you, Aquarius sun sign. So let's move into this card here. This card represents the present moment. It's our only major arcana. We've got the High Priestess. I get the feeling here of you kind of just, as a result of October, you kind of shutting yourself off, and you kind of going inward and just spending time with yourself and not really worrying about the outside world as much. Is the present energy that I'm getting here is that you guys are just like, fed up a little bit with the way things were going in October, and you're just like, you know what, I know what I'm talking about, I'll stick to it, to myself, that kind of thing. And maybe this is not literally, maybe you're not like hiding in a cave somewhere, but just not being as open to other people, not being as expressive as you normally are, and being a little bit more introspective, and searching inward a little bit more, and just focusing on the self is the current energies that I'm getting from this. And I do get the feeling that this is a result of October. It's led you to this, and so now you're just like, forget about these people, which is okay. We all need time to ourselves to understand and grow, and that's important. So again, no negativity here, just neutrality. It's whatever you make of it. So now we'll move on to this card, which represents the energies of next month, so the energies of November. And we've got the Page of Swords, and again the swords are creeping back. And I think we're going to get a kind of a return to October energies. Maybe not quite the same. Maybe not, so much argumentation, so much explaining, but more of you just being like, all right, this is the deal. I'm going to be me no matter what. And however you guys want to take it, that's fine. So there's definite growth here. I do see a growth where, you go from this part of... the part you're playing is of having to defend yourself, then transitioning to a time of just like, I need to rest and recoup, and then moving in November to a time of just like, all right, I'm back, and this is how I feel about things, and this is what I think about things, and I'm not so worried about explaining things to you now. I'm just going to go forward and do what I do. So I get the feeling that November is going to be a liberating time, at least compared to October. It's going to be a time where you feel more free to be yourself, and you're not so worried about how you're going to come across to people, or having to explain things to people. So definitely some growth there, I think, in a positive direction. So very good for that, for you guys, Aquarius friends. So looking good on that front. All right, let's move over here. This card represents what to hold on to in the month of November. We've got the Page of Cups, another page, another court card, and this card is asking you not to forget your emotions. And, you might not even understand your emotions. It might be over your head. You might just be having them and you're not sure why. But don't ignore them. And that's what this card is saying, that you have to kind of integrate them into your life. And, in our society, a lot of us were taught to repress emotion, or just to forget about emotions. Or if there's a negative emotion, we'll kind of stuff it deep down so we don't have to deal with it. This card is saying, no, these emotions are here for a reason. We have to look at them. We have to understand them. We have to use them to make our decisions. We have to use them to understand how we feel and where we're headed in our life. We use them to know what we want and what we don't want. Our emotions are great at pointing that out to us. So it's very important that you integrate emotion into your life a little bit more, Aquarius friends. I'm getting a lot of sword energy, a lot of mental logic energy here currently. And so I think emotions are going to help you a lot, to help you understand yourself and help you understand others in the world around you. So definitely this card is asking you to be a little bit more well-rounded when it comes to how you deal with your emotions. All right, this card here represents the biggest lessons, the biggest hurdle or biggest obstacles you're likely to experience in the month of November. And we've got the Four of Cups. So here comes some more cup energy. And now that I look at it, cup energy everywhere. So the biggest hurdle for you is going to be finding a way not to be lackadaisical. So I just asked you guys to allow emotion into your life a little bit, but you have to be careful, because a lot of us will, allow negative emotions into our life, and then we'll kind of focus on them, and we'll dwell on them, and we'll allow that will allow our negative emotions to impart negative energy onto us and bring negative energy into our life. And it's very important that you do not do that. So yes, while it's true that you need to open up to your emotions a little bit more this month, you also have to be careful that you don't get bogged down in your negative ones. You don't succumb to negativity as a result of them. You don't wallow in your negative emotions. And then, when we do that, a lot of us will forget our positive emotions, and it'll be as if there weren't even there. And we'll just solely dwell on the negative emotions, and that's very unhealthy, and that's going to be an obstacle for you guys. It's just feeling kind of blasé, sort of like blah, when it comes to emotions, because you've allowed the negative emotions to take precedence, you've allowed the focus to be placed on them, and you've allowed them to impart their energy onto your energy, and that's not good. So let's try to focus on the positive emotions as well this month. Give equal weight to your positives and your negatives, the happy emotions as well as the negative emotions. It's so easy to just say, have a fleeting happy thought and then just go back to just depression, right? Don't do that. So allow that fleeting happy thought to last long and focus on it and show gratitude for it. All right, this card here represents what to let go of in the month of November. We've got the Knight of Cups. And again, we're going to talk about emotions, guys. And I think what this card is saying is, let's not act on our emotions solely, right? So we've run the gamut here. We've started to let our emotions in. We started to acknowledge them. Then we get kind of bogged down in the negative ones. And now this card is saying, if you're feeling bogged down in that negative emotions, don't act on it. Okay, that's the worst thing you can do. If you're feeling depressed, it's not a good time to take action. It's not a good time to make decisions, because you're not 100%. You're not in touch with your higher self. You're not in touch with your soul and what your soul wants. You're just kind of bogged down in negativity, negative energy, and no good really can come from that. So if you are feeling yourself kind of bogged down this month, if you are feeling kind of low, emotionally, then let's not make any rash, hasty decisions. If you have to make a decision, don't make it just based on emotions. Use all your faculties. Use your logic mind, which you have a lot of. Use your intuition, and also use your emotions, right? And use all of those things to make decisions, rather than just flying off the handle and just doing something reactionary based on how you're feeling emotionally. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't. All right. This card here represents the energy of the people around you for the month of November, and we've got the Five of Cups. And I just want to say that there's individuals in your life who are going to have specific individual energies, but this card kind of represents the people as a whole, and the energy of the people as a whole in your life this month. And the Five of Cups tells me that I think people are going to be bringing some negative emotions to you, and that's the worst thing. That's the last thing you need this month, based on these other cards. You don't need that. You don't want that. That's not going to serve you in any way. So I think it would be best that if you do feel that happening, if you feel people, bringing their negative emotions to you, you have to protect your energy. You have to put up a shield. You have to, cut those cords. Use some crystals if you want. Great protective crystals would be labradorite or black tourmaline. Use sunstone a lot to just help cut those cords with other people. I love sunstone. Indian sunstone is beautiful for that. So that's one way to do it if people are kind of courting into you and bringing negative energy to you. But realize that they're doing the same thing that you're doing, and be sure that you don't do that to them as well. You're not bringing your negative energy to them, because that's equally bad, and you don't want to be contributing to that kind of negative vibration. So definitely guard your energy this month in November, but also don't give out negative energy either, because that's just going to come back to you tenfold, and it's going to hurt you even more and send you down a worse spiral. So practice emitting a positive vibe as much as you can this week, even if you're not feeling 100% your true self because of negative emotions. So do your best, and I think that'll help you a lot. All right, so the last card we're going to look at represents the biggest lesson you're likely to learn in the month of November, and we've got another court card, the Queen of Cups. Man, the court cards and the cups here, guys, is crazy. I think the biggest lesson you're likely to learn in the month of November is that you have to use your emotions for the highest good. Yes, use your emotions for the highest good. The Queen of Cups is someone who's in charge of her emotions. She understands them, she processes them, she doesn't get bogged down in the negative aspects of them. And she also uses them to help others and to bring her closer to her goals. And that's what this card is suggesting you do. Don't worry about gender. It's not a gender specific thing. It's just a softer, warmer energy when it comes to dealing with emotions. And I think that's what the lesson's going to be, is that's what you need to embody this month. You need to be a master of your emotions, but to the point where you're helping yourself and helping others around you with them, rather than using them to your detriment, and rather than allowing them to get to you. So definitely seeing, as we look back on this spread, it's a tale of two worlds here. We've got the heavy influence of the ego logic mind, but at the same time heavy emotions going on around you. So the fact that there's so many cards here going on around in the circle here, cup cards I mean, really tells me that there's an undercurrent of emotion running through you, or will be running through you in November, while your logical ego mind is kind of trying to fight it and trying to rationalize it and make sense of it and still move forward despite it. So I think what you need to learn here is to channel your emotions, handle them in a better way. You're coming off a time when you kind of maybe you felt wronged in October because you weren't understood completely, and as a result you've kind of gone into a little bit of a shell, metaphorically speaking, unless some of you are chickens in your egg. I doubt it. So you've gone into your shell a little bit, and that's okay, that's fine, and you're going to come out of your shell in November. You're going to come out with more gusto. You're going to have that desire to express yourself, which is great. But you're going to have this undercurrent of emotions running through you, and it's going to be very important for you to A, acknowledge them, B, not get lost in them, and then C, not make decisions or take action based solely on them. So it's going to be very difficult. And then D, not let anyone else's there's a D, there's always a D, not let anyone else's emotions affect you in a negative way, and not let your negative emotions affect others in a negative way. So this month is going to be all about concentration and focus, and making sure that you're doing everything for the highest good, making sure that you're not getting bogged down. It's so easy just to go days of just wallowing in negative emotions, and then one day you wake up and you're like, whoa, what the heck was going on the last week? I was just depressed the whole week. I was sad, I was angry, I was lashing out at people. Why was that? Well, I kind of focused on a disappointment I had a week ago or last month, and I kind of got lost in it. And that happens to the best of us, but it's going to happen to you in November if you don't take concerted efforts to curb that and be in more control. So that is the reading. I hope that made sense. Be sure to let me know in the comment section if anything didn't make sense so I could clarify. Now we're going to go to the Keepers of the Light Oracle. We asked it what spiritual message it had for my Aquarius Sun sign friends in the month of November, and we've got Lord Shiva with Transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. So I think what this means is kind of transcending both the logical mind and the emotional body, and kind of seeing all of it from a higher perspective. When we're living a heart-based perspective where we're in touch with our higher self, we're more able to we realize how our own ego is sabotaging us, and we also can see how our reaction to our emotions are sabotaging us. And this card is saying that that's going to be your lesson. That's going to be the message for you this month, is you kind of need to transcend, get out of that and look at it from a bigger picture, and really get in touch with your higher self so that you can see these things for what they are. You can see before they even happen yourself getting bogged down in negative emotions, so that you can see before it even happens you expressing yourself maybe in a way that's untrue to the highest good, and which may cause some friction with other people. So definitely that's going to be kind of a theme, and something to focus on this month, is transcending those kind of negative things and seeing things from a greater perspective. Okay. Alright, Aquarius friends. Remember, this is a general overall reading, and if you want a specific reading tailored just for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop. The link is in the description below. You can just click on that and head on over there and just peruse the different kinds of readings I have, which we will use to work together to get to the bottom of any issue that you might have in your life. Any issue at all. If you like this video, please consider clicking that like button. It takes 1 second. It lets me know that you enjoyed that and you want to see more and that I'm doing something right. So I'd appreciate that. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything you want to say about this reading, put that in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. And if you really enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I release these videos very often, bi-monthly, and then weekly readings, and then a bunch of other videos sprinkled in between, so you don't want to miss out on any of that. So hit that subscribe button. Alright, Aquarius friends, you got some work to do this month, but it's nothing you can't handle. It's going to be all about transcending the kind of the limitations of being in this 3D Earth realm, and you can only do that through a 4D and higher awareness. So work on that this month, and everything's going to go great for you in the month of November. So I wish you a great month. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.